Alright, so this is going to be the engine bay portion. Start off first thing here. Oil level was good, nice and full. It looks really good as well. This is an electronic power steering rack. You can kind of see the motor back there, so you're not going to see a fluid on there. Got one of Honda's more tried and true 4 cylinders on these. These are great engines, usually pretty good mileage out of these. Filters checked out great. You'll see on our code scan, I did make mention we have a battery replaced in 2022. Thing starts right up, no issues. Checking our transmission fluid, pretty good level. Fluid looks decent as well. Just keep a close eye on that. We're at about 127,000 miles, so just get records. Probably should have been done twice by now based on normal mileage on vehicles. We got a little bit of haze here, some dirt on the engine. Not too bad. Doesn't look like we have any like residue or any kind of dripping or fluid buildup or sticking to the engine anywhere, which is good. Motor mounts look pretty good. We see a little bit of brown on the belt here. Over time, rubber just kind of gets dry and gets like this brown haze. We're not seeing any cracking or anything in that belt. And then it's hard to see on camera here, but you got your crash rails down here. All those bolts look like they've never been touched or turned. It goes all the way back. So it doesn't look like it's been wrecked over on this corner. And same story on this one, a little harder with the battery in here. I got a little extra support on that. And then the other note I made was brake fluid isn't good, nice full, a little darker than what I like to see, so maybe just check and see if that needs to be flushed or how long it's been. Usually about every 3 years to make sure you're not getting moisture in that system. Overall, engine sounds great, plenty of performance, so this is going to be a good pass on the engine bay. Alright, we're going to go through the exterior portion really fast. One thing I always check on the cars is glass. These still have all of our Honda marks, so we have factory glass installed in the vehicle all the way around. It does also have a fully functional sunroof. Wipers and everything work really good. Body's in good shape. I'll show you on a rear corner, we did have some paint lines that I did find inside the door jamb. Lights and everything check out great, but your body lines are also really good. We do have, I don't know if you can see it too well in the video, but there's a couple dings here on this rail. A little ding back here, but nothing major. Overall, really good shape.
What's up, man?
How's it going? All right, other point here, that roof rail. And then on this point here, you can see our paint line. You can feel it with your finger. So this panel has been painted before. But beyond that, a little bit of oxidation on the plastics. Really nothing to worry yourself with on the exterior. I would give this a pretty good check out. The fellow was telling me that this is a color that was exclusive to Canada. So that's also really cool. You don't see it very often. Alright. We're going to do our undercarriage portion here from the front. We always like to look kind of going straight back on the vehicle. Make sure none of our splash guards or skid plates are drooping, sagging, or hanging. All really good. It doesn't look like we have any scrapes up here. A little bit on that bar there, but the plastics are all still in really good shape. You can see while we're up here as well, it's going to be your axles and suspension. All in good shape. Nothing wet, nothing look like it's broken in there. Alright, so we're at each corner now. We like to look at our lift points. Also our pinch welds where the body and frame kind of meet together. So this is a subframe car, so you're going to have like a floor pan that's met with the side rockers here. Really good shape. Doesn't look like it's bent up or munched up at all. No dings or bent pieces there. That's really good. You see into your control arms there. Not too bad. A little bit of surface rust, but that happens over time in our area. Looks pretty good. We're going to go to the back corner here. So this lift point as well looks really good. And have your fuel tank, has a lot of covers on it, but this is going to be your fuel tank. Covers all still intact, which is good. You don't ever want to be bottoming that out. Good shape. We're going to go straight from the back here. Alright, so there's some more skid plates on the bottom part of this rear portion. They do a really good job covering everything, but you can see your rear subframe, axles, CVs and everything. Rear diff, nice dry. Subframe's in really good shape too. Doesn't look like anything's flaking or chipping off of there. And then muffler, good shape. Muffler there, in good shape, not rusted out or anything. Car's nice and quiet, no weird noises under acceleration. And there's your other side, CV axle, everything looks good there. All right, this is your passenger side rear lift point, also great shape. We're just mainly looking for anything munched up, any kind of bends, breaks, or tears into the body here, rust. So it looks really good. And then here front, same story, great shape. That's gonna be your secondary cap. The other one's gonna be engine bay on the backside there. But really good shape, doesn't look too bad. And then you can see your subframe pretty good there, and your steering rack all dry and not too bad. All right, this can be our undercarriage. Looks good. All right, we're gonna do our interior portion. Steering wheel has a bunch of controls for infotainment as well as phone options. Cruise control and everything works on that associated side. Mileage at the time of inspection, we're at 127 kilometers. So 127,000 kilometers is something to keep in mind, because that's not going to be actual miles. It's going to be a lot higher than what your current mileage usually is. So basically at 100,000, you're actually at 60,000. So kind of just do your math through that. Your speedometer and everything is going to be in kilometers. You do have mileage on the smaller numbers, a little backwards than what you're used to, but it all still works as intended. Climate control works in auto feature. It's going to be in Celsius, so learn your Celsius. It's pretty easy. 0 is 32, and then it kind of goes up from there at a different scale. Audio system works great. It does have satellite as well as auxiliary radio and everything. And then your infotainment up here is also your backup camera. So a little further, I currently have the hatch open, so we're looking at the sky, but it's working great. I'm gonna pause here, open up all the doors, and we're gonna blow up the inside. All right, looking from the driver door in, this is gonna be your door panel here. Really good shape. All the switches here work as intended. Mirrors also operate as well. You're gonna have your gas door operation, and then your hood latches on this inside edge there. Traction control and econ button, Honda's little trademark. Basically, they got variable valves, so you can kind of adjust how much duration those stay open and closed for better economy. Does have heated seats both sides. Driver's side is the only power seat. All functions work as intended on there as well. On the back door here, a little bit of marks on the trim here, but nothing crazy. Door cards are in pretty good shape. Seats are also in really good shape. You'll see a little bit of marks here from, it looks like a car seat that was attached here, but no grime or anything stuck. It's just probably there for a while. Some heat and time will probably help with that leather there. This does have all-weather mats throughout the car, but the carpet looks amazing underneath. It doesn't look like those all-weather mats have ever been out of the car. I'm gonna hop sides here. All right, passenger rear door card, really good shape. On the backs of these, I always like to give them a pull, still nice and firm. This does have a little center console here as well that folds down, which is nice. And then these have a couple ways to fold the seats down. There is a latch up here on the top, and it kind of folds everything out. And then you pull that lever, and it all kind of just comes on down. There's a way to do it from the trunk too, so I'll show you that once I get to that portion of the video. Thought that was pretty cool. And it all just clips back into place real easily. And then passenger front, manual seat, and then glove box has your owner's manual, and then there's a light bulb in there. This does have LEDs in it, so probably just did an update on the lighting system not too long ago. Interior checks out really good. Nothing really concerning on that. All right, in the trunk portion here, this does also have the all-weather mat in the back as well. Carpet, really good shape. You can see these things have probably been in the car. The all-weather mats have probably been in the car for the life of the vehicle, so really good shape here. You got your full size spare, so it's made to be the total height but not the correct width, so that's good. It does have a jack in there, cargo net, and some tools. Did notice we got a little bit of moisture down in here, maybe from cleaning the car, I'm not sure. Overall, checks out good. I'll pause here, put this back together. All right, so the next key thing I wanted to point out, if you're like trying to load stuff and you need more space, you pull these levers and it makes the bottom seat pop up, and then it folds down the back, both sides. Thought that was really cool. And then little cargo hooks and the net are still there. We got a little bit of scuffing on the trim on the liftgate itself, but really good. Handle's intact. Is a manual open and close. It works really well. You can do it with one hand, no problem. All right, we're gonna be on the code scan portion of the video here. First thing, we always verify our VIN matches in the computer and the VIN on the vehicle itself. That is good. Throughout the scan, everything checked out really good. No lights on during the test drive as well. We do have a couple faults here. They're permanent codes for a lost communication of the VCA system, essentially. So it could have been a low voltage event, or during the line of battery was replaced. It's a 2022 battery, so that would have been kind of some time. Permanent codes are something that you usually have to get done through the dealer to clear out, but if they're not active, I usually don't worry about them too much. I'm going to pause here and then go over the monitors. Alright, so these are going to be all your monitors that are scanned while you're driving on the vehicle. These are all going to measure either set parameters or monitor levels that the computer has while you're driving the vehicle. Green checks is what we like to see. Typically, if you have these gray circles, they're monitored through something else, which is a shared system. They tie a lot of things together nowadays, so you don't have to worry about so many different monitors on the car. This is a good checkout after the drive. All right, we're going to do our conclusion portion on the 2013 Honda CR-V. This vehicle is in a nice jade green that I guess is exclusive to Canadian vehicles. Car has great power, drives really, really good. Transmission does what it should, kicks down when you give it some juice. Brakes are really good. It drives straight, even under hard braking, doesn't even pull either way. I would recommend doing a rotate on the tires, a little more tread on the rear than the front, so just flop those and you'll be set for winter. They are snow tires, so just keep that in mind. A little bit of road noise because of that. This is going to be that oxidation we were talking about. We did find a little bit of blemishes on this car, but really nothing for the age. In conclusion, it's a really great looking vehicle. We did have on our brakes here, kind of get a good eye. So we have a good rotor face here, where on the back we have like a drilled and slotted rotor. Now sometimes those are really unnecessary on daily driven vehicles. It can add a little bit of extra to your braking noise and feel, but overall this car checks out pretty much bone stock and it drove great. In conclusion, this is a nice little car. Do remember the mileage listed is in kilometers, not actual mileage, so keep that in mind when you're thinking about the current mileage.